What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today with a little bit of Overwatch League commentary, and we are going to be discussing the fact that it appears that Dafran has actually quit / retired, whatever you want to call it, from the Atlanta Reign and is no longer going to be playing in the Overwatch League after the Stage 1 playoffs. And I got to be honest, as an Atlanta Reign fan, this was kind of a kick in the balls today, hearing this news. It was really exciting to watch him play this season and see him, seemingly a lot happier than he usually was. Not having any of his normal, rage sessions or getting upset with Overwatch or the game in general. It seemed like he was getting along with all of his teammates and in his streams and everything. It looked like he was having a lot of fun playing Overwatch again. And it was just exciting to see him in that kind of environment that was kind of positive for him. In addition to Atlanta having a little bit of mental help available for him whenever he was having a tough time. On the other hand, I am not at all surprised this happened, and actually I did a video prior to the season starting when Atlanta signed him, saying about how it was a risky signing and we weren't super sure about what his mental state would be, and it might possibly be another situation similar to what Dallas had with XQC, given what Dafran has done in the past. I was pleasantly surprised the way he actually was conducting himself through the season and just playing well, being a good teammate and everything. So it seemed like that wasn't something we would have to worry about. But I think it was week 2 or week 3 when the league had just started. He actually mentioned in one of his streams that he was already close to quitting Overwatch League and that he had gone to talk to, I believe, the therapist or the counselor, and they had convinced him to stick it out and to stay. And the fact that he was wavering so early on in the season to me was a big red flag, and at that point I wasn't sure he would make it through the season. Despite that, I was really surprised he only made it through one stage, and to me it's just kind of disappointing we're not going to be able to see him anymore in Overwatch League, especially with the new patch being live and with Stage 2 possibly featuring a completely different meta besides Ghost. This was really going to be the time that Dafran might be able to shine even more than he already had been, with Soldier and even Torbjorn being a little bit more viable with his buff, and just in general a return to DPS characters coming into the game. So it really sucks that he's not going to be around, but again, not surprising, and I guess it's better that he did it this way. He's going to be staying on board with the Atlanta Reign as a streamer now, so he joins Frana and a couple of other streamers that stream for the organization, so I guess that'll help keep some of his fans engaged, because he did have a very large fan base that decided to follow Atlanta once he was on the team. Myself personally, I was just a huge Reign fan before we signed Dafran, because I was just really excited that the city was getting a team. So I'm obviously going to continue to support the team and continue to watch them play. I think they're going to be okay for the most part. It's going to be tough to replace him given how well he played in Stage 1. I think he really was one of the reasons we made the playoffs, between him and Masa, and it's like we have a couple of other players that are decent, but for the most part we don't really have a superstar on the team now, and that's going to be tough to replace. It's possible Atlanta may try to trade for somebody. There's a lot of teams like San Francisco and New York that have an abundance of DPS players, even some guys that were stars last year who are on the bench right now, like Baby Bay and Striker and Sabiobi and a couple people. So maybe Atlanta will make a trade, but I think it's going to be a very difficult Stage 2 for them now, losing Dafran. And it's funny because they said they actually knew before the stage playoffs that he was going to be leaving the team after Stage 1 was over with. So it makes me think like the team really wasn't able to play super well against Philadelphia in their playoff game, and even Dafran was not having a good match. He played pretty well the first 2 maps, and then he kind of soft through toward the end. He was getting every single one of his gravitons eaten, and he said afterwards that he wasn't playing well because he was hungry and he was starving, and just made some excuses. But it almost feels like to me now that he knew ahead of time. And he had posted a tweet right after the playoffs saying Stage 1 over with, it was a good time, and now on to freedom. And I originally thought that meant he was just looking forward to having a little vacation after Stage 1, but now it's apparent that he was kind of talking about the fact that he was gone, and freedom meant that he was no longer going to be in the Overwatch League. So now he will continue on as a streamer. I do have to say I'm a little concerned for his future leaving the team so quickly like this. It's almost like he cannot commit to anything, and I understand he has some issues that prevent that. But I think he was in a good place with Atlanta, and he definitely had the professional resources in place that could help him anytime, like he had an episode with his depression or his temper or just got upset. He could go talk to somebody. He had positive teammates around him that were supporting him. And now he's going back to kind of the lonely streamer thing, and I don't know if he's going to have that same support system in place. And we've seen several times in the last year or so where he is just kind of tilted off the map. And even right when he was signed to the Atlanta Reign, about a couple weeks later, he got upset and said he was quitting Overwatch and uninstalling the game and going back to work at McDonald's, and threw this big rage fest. So, I won't be surprised if he does well and continues to stream and does well for the team, and I won't be surprised, too, if he quits Overwatch again in the next 3 weeks. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with Dafran in general now that he has left the Atlanta Reign. But for right now, it really sucks for Atlanta fans, even though we're probably going to lose half our fan base because they weren't here to root for Atlanta. They were just here to root for Dafran. But I think as a team and an organization, we'll be okay. I think we'll continue on and hopefully continue to play well. And Stage 2 is going to be a little interesting now to see what happens with the team in general. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments about Dafran leaving the Overwatch League. Are you surprised? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you just kind of indifferent? That's kind of the way I'm leaning at this point now because, like I said, was really sad when I heard the news today, but not at all surprised. I actually was expecting this to happen at some point during the stage. I'm just kind of glad that it appears he went out in an amicable fashion. It seems both the team and Dafran released a statement saying, they were just happy that he had the opportunity and was able to try it out. And it seems like they left on good terms. So that's good at least. But we'll see what happens with Dafran in the future now. So anyways, guys, I hope you're having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.